Hey, welcome back guys to another update of my Canadian dividend investing portfolio series. So in these videos, I'm pretty much just documenting my journey as a Canadian dividend investor and bringing you along for the ride so you can kind of see exactly what it's like to be someone who's in Canada buying Canadian stocks with a Canadian stock broker. Everything's in Canadian dollars pretty much. So yeah, hopefully it's interesting content for you if you're interested in investing or if you're interested in beginning or thinking about investing in the future. If you are thinking about getting started with investing, you're going to see throughout the video that I'm using Wealthsimple Trade, which is a really awesome platform, which I totally recommend. There's links in the descriptions below. It's a platform where you can buy and sell Canadian stocks and American stocks and other stuff too. Also, if you're already investing and you're interested in tracking your portfolio, this is a spreadsheet that I made. There's also links in the description below where you can get it and track all of the performance of your portfolio. So to get started today, I'm just going to kind of walk through what I did today and update a few things in the spreadsheet. So first of all, I actually made a deposit into the account. We can actually go into Wealthsimple, and if we just go into my activity tab, we're going to see here that I made a deposit. I bought some stocks in here and I received a dividend somewhere in here as well recently. And these are things that I haven't tracked yet. So the MFC dividend of $21.12 happened a few days ago. And I'm also going to need to put in my deposit that I did today. So let's get started with those. So every action that I do, I basically need to track in here. So let's drop in my deposit first. So it was a tax-free savings account deposit of $350. It was in Canadian dollars, and I put that in on March 25th, 2022. The other thing that I have to track in here is a dividend that I received, and that dividend was from Manulife Financial, so that's MFC. The ticker is TSE. MFC. I received that one on March 21, which is what we just saw on the Wealthsimple page. And that was $21.12, and that was also in Canadian dollars. We can use the drop down there if we want. So when we look in the summary page, now it's up to date, aside from the stocks that I bought. But basically this morning I was looking at $378.77 in cash. But yeah, overall the account is doing pretty well, up 14%. Just when I put in that last dividend, now I can see I've actually earned $2,000 in dividends in total, which is super cool to see. But also about $7,500 in other stock price gains, for a total of $9,500 up. And yeah, everything's looking pretty good. We're going to come back to this number later on and see how much it increases after I buy these stocks, because I'm going to buy some dividend stocks. So when I was in the portfolio, I was looking at some of the stocks that I own. You can get an idea of here. I like to sort it by the biggest gain at the top sometimes. You see it shifts around a little bit based on the previous time that I sorted it. But I was looking down here at some of my positions that are in the red, and in particular some of my small positions. So I found Power Corporation in here, Savaria, and Cineplex. I think I just picked up one share of these guys, which is with like whatever cash was left over in my account. And I also picked up a little bit in GWO because they were also a little bit down today. You're actually going to see Savaria was down quite far today, and they went up after I bought, which is cool because I bought them because they were in the red for me, and then they shot up a few percent. So let's take a look in Wealthsimple Trade at the orders that I did. So here we had Great West Life, about $150 there, about $150 into POW, about $50 into Savaria, and $13.37 for all my nerds out there. Nice. But yeah, I think just interesting. I wanted to take a look at Savaria in particular. These guys are all over the place. I don't know what's going on with their stock, but they went up 6% in the last day, which is super cool because I bought my share around. You can't see it on the screen. Anyways, I bought them earlier in the morning, and then they just climbed up. This is a long-term hold for me. I'm not really too worried about daily fluctuations, but if they're in the red for me, I'm going to try to buy more. So yeah, it's nice to see them jumping up right after I buy them. So anyways, what I do is I just take this this market information, the buys that I got from this screen, and I'm going to write down the unit price and the quantity, and I'm going to bring that into my Google Sheet and record all of that in my transactions tab. So we're just going to scroll down all the way to the very bottom, and here we can actually just put in each one individually if we want. So I had TSE GWO, TSE POW, TSE SIS, and TSE CGX. So these were the four that I bought today. It was March 25th, 2022. And I'll just drop in the quantity and unit price that we saw in Wealthsimple. And once all that's in, I can just put in the trading fees and the currency, but because these are all using Wealthsimple Trade and the Canadian stocks, there's going to be no trading fees and prices in Canadian dollars. So once I'm satisfied that these match also what I saw in Wealthsimple Trade, then the last thing to do is just head on over to the summary page and just double check in here what's going on. So I have just a little bit of cash left over that's been reflected, and also my annual dividend income has increased a little bit, because at the beginning of the video this was $2,842 and now we're up to $2,860, so that's an increase of about $18 per year, which is super awesome. That number is always increasing as I invest more of my own money and buy new dividend stocks, and as I get these dividend payments, all of these ones that you see down here, these are all the monthly totals, and I reinvest those into more dividend paying stocks. That's also increasing this, and also as these companies naturally increase their dividends over time, then my passive income is just starting to snowball and snowball. And right now the numbers are relatively small, but I'm hoping a few decades in the future that these numbers are just totally out of control if I can manage to keep up this habit of mine. So anyways, guys, if you watched this video, awesome. I'm really glad you like this content. Make sure you hit subscribe and like, and I will see you guys down in the comments and in the next video.